Hello friends and welcome back to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. Today I'm giving you a report on the 2022 Chicagoland APBA baseball tournament that was held on July 22nd, 2022, and I have some video for you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my thought process on my team selection, and I'm going to come back at the end of the video and tell you how everything went. The team selection process for me, I love going to APBA tournaments. It's APBA Basic. This one happened to be a three-man rotation with no DH. Rob Spatz runs a fantastic tournament in Chicago, has for years, and this one was no exception. So the moral of the story, the lesson that I have been taking from my experience in previous tournaments, I've made the playoffs once, and I think I've been to, in different states, I think I've been to at least 10 tournaments, probably closer to 15, and I've made the playoffs once, and I really wanted to do that again. My inclination always has been that pitching comes first, and so I have tried to select for my tournaments pitching-heavy teams. The only team I made the playoffs with was the 1980 Los Angeles Dodgers, and I did that in Minnesota. And that team, of course, was pretty balanced, although I would say it was a little more offense-heavy. And I sort of took as I reflected on that and took the moral to the story, I decided to switch and go with offense. And my theory about this is that if you're doing a replay for APBA, it's the pitching teams that will probably do better because they're going to completely shut off teams with mediocre to bad offenses. They simply won't score. But if you're playing other good teams, as you would in a tournament, you better have offense because they can beat, if the rolls get hot, of course, they can beat good pitching. At least that's my new theory. So I looked for a team that I liked and that I was thinking had enough offense to get the job done. And I landed on the 1974 Pittsburgh Pirates. I also got hooked on their YouTube radio broadcasts. An amazing season for that team and two fantastic announcers. If you haven't listened to Bob Prince and Nellie King on YouTube, do any Pirates baseball, do yourself a favor and listen to them. So I decided on the 74 Pirates. Now the problem with the Pirates, I'm going to talk about this in the video, I'm going to get it completely wrong because I was tired and it's not an excuse, but I was calling fielding 1 the worst fielding for APBA Basic, and it's not, of course. It's fielding 3. And the regular starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1974 is a fielding 3 lineup. Now, you can't get to a 1 with that team, even if you put in certain substitutes, but you can get to a 2. And that's what I'm talking about in the middle of this video, where I'm talking about how to adjust your lineup, even if that's a good idea. So, the defense, the pitching is B's. There's 2 Z starters, Ken Brett and Doc Ellis. The third starter that I chose is Jim Rooker because he hit better than Jerry Royce did. They're both B pitchers. Neither one has a Z. 3-man rotation, no DH. So it's an 8-game set of pool play and then potentially playoffs. So I picked the 74 Pirates hoping that their offense would be enough to be able to get me into the playoffs. The other teams in my division were the 77 Phillies, the 1948 Cleveland Indians, the 72 Baltimore Orioles, the 56 Cincinnati Reds, the 74 Pirates, the 85 Expos, the 85 Blue Jays, and the 54 New York Giants. So, with that as the competition, the tournament begins. You'll see Rob Spatz in the video giving some instructions, and then I'll be taking some sort of random videos and give you my report as we go along. And then I'm going to come back at the end of the video and tell you how everything went. Also, don't forget that at the top of this hour will be another game for you, another replay game in my usual rotation. So this is like a special report on a Tuesday afternoon. So, 2 videos coming up, this one and then another one at the top of the hour. Thanks for being with me, and I'll see you again in a little while. Enjoy the video.
I got a lot more. Rob, you suggest that they're in here? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So we got one person I'm waiting on who I know will be here about 9:30, 9:29-ish probably. So I'll run through all the rigmarole now. So thank you to you guys. And ladies, most important announcement, restrooms. Make a left and a quick left before you get to the hall. So we are nice restroom. Water is there. If you want to get snacks or beverages, you can bring them in here. If you get them over at the network or whatever that place is, you can bring them in. They would really, I guess if you bring food from not there in, as my old high school teacher would say, please be discreet. Thank you to Howie Mooney, again, for the envelopes. He does the kind of stuff. And then there also is a sheet below it, which, if you've decided you want to join us in the chaos of next year, well, I've affectionately called next year's team the Lonesome Loser Division. Any team from 69 on that finished 4th or worse in their division. There are plenty of 90-win teams in there, which is a pleasant surprise. There are plenty of 60-win teams in there. So you guys can kind of do what you want. That one will be a 4-man rotation, and the home team will actually get to decide if you want to go and do DH or not. So home team will have a bit of an effect on that one.
We go to the ninth.
Excellent. What's the score?
Oh, it's 3-2. Trying to hang on.
Tension.
Mike Marshall on the mound.
Nice.
Pitching scientifically.
They don't get much better.
Kendu, Lansford, and Steinbach.
I'll put the dice are in the cup.
Here we go.
14.
That is a base on balls. That's not very noble.
Robbed. 35.
Robbed indeed. That is foul out. One away, man on first.
32.
And that is a fly to right field. Runner holds, and we're down to Walt Weiss.
All right. Excellent. All right. 32.
Fly to right field.
Right.
And this one belongs to the Dodgers.
Nice.
Out, 13. How shallow your bullpen really is. Made a shot 3 for 4 last year. Three to steps into that one. Struck him out. Nailed him. Even if you mix and match, he's up. Here's Bailey. Fire also a big one. Yo! Oh yeah, absolutely. You got Lancaster and Mitch Williams. Pitching pretty good, but this is APBA ball versus real baseball. It doesn't matter. After 2 innings, and I'm still looking for my second. Eight, still not enough.
8 is a pop-up.
7 Fred Cox. That's my second hit of the game. And it's worked for me last time. Let's see if it will this time. Felix Mantilla is going to pinch run for that shot.
Third, 1 out.
Can't bring him in.
That's not going to move the fly to right.
All right. On base is
Yes, he is.
Kevin McReynolds.
26.
26.
His 4th walk of the game.
Dykstra. 30. Wide out left.
The immortal Von Joshua.
Howard Johnson playing shortstop. 9. That's an out. And
Joshua
6-3.
first base.
So did I.
Congratulations.
There's a fee.
Chicago tournament is an 8-game pool play tournament. There are 6 divisions, and I went 5-3 in the pool play part. The first 2 teams from each division will make the playoffs. Well, I finished in 2nd place in the division. The tiebreaker was a run differential, and my run differential in this tournament to this point is plus 13, mostly on the strength of 112-1 victory that I had in the first game. So what happens now is that there are the first 4 seeds, the 4 division winners with the best record get a bye. Everybody else plays. And so in my situation, there will be potentially 4 games to go. If you get a bye, there's 3 games to go. So I'm pitching my ace, who happens to be Ken Brett, for the 74 Pirates in the first game of the playoffs. I don't expect to get very far. But the big question with the 74 Pirates is, what sacrifices do you make for defense? Because if you play their normal starting lineup, you get fielding 1, which is the worst that you can do in APBA. Fielding 1 is the worst. If I push it and put in some other guys, I can get to fielding 2 just barely. So I have to figure out my lineup. I've got my pitcher, but I got to figure out my lineup, whether I'm going to go all offense or water down the offense a little bit and try and get to a fielding 2, which I did for a few of the games in the pool play. So in a few minutes, or in a little while, I'll get my playoff game underway. Here we go.
We're off.
23 is at 12. Ground out to 3rd. Hebner. Walked it. Oliver. 36, 33.
And it is pop out to the 3rd baseman.
Now it's Stargell. And strikeout.
All right. To the bottom of the 1st.
Don't forget to mark attendance 1.
Let's see here. Attendance right there. Uno. Joe Ferguson. Flies to left field. The cannon of the toy variety. That's a double. Over first base. Davy Lopes. Strike out. 2 away. National League MVP. For reasons nobody can figure out. 27. That is he a Y? No.
5-3.
5-3. Nothing much from that double.
Zisk. Strikeout. Sanguian. Oh no, wait, no, it's not.
That's what I wrote.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
I mean, you feel free to change it.
Well, I meant to have Robertson first before Sanguian, but
Don't mind.
you wrote it that way. Leave it. It's karma.
You sure?
Positive.
All right, watch him hunt 1 out.
7.
That's good enough. It's a single to right. See? What does that lousy Bob Robertson know?
All right. 0.
See, karma it is.
APBA karma.
You're welcome.
6. Doubled
All
him
right.
in.
That is a double. Manny's an F.
I believe he is. Yes, he is.
He scores.
Now it's Tavares with Robertson at second.
1 out. Oh, man.
7.
Single to right. Runner scores.
Now it's Brett. 0.
You're killing me.
2.
That is a triple.
What do we got here? A game, I know.
An early ass pounding here in the second inning.
How early? How bad?
3 runs in.
Yeah, but my fielding 1 hasn't, or 3, sorry, my fielding 3 hasn't come home to.
The dice are hot. The dice are hot.
Where's your infield?
We are close.
24.
Batter safe at first. Fielder's choice. Runner out at home. 6-2.
All right. 3-0. And Hebner. 34.
That's a pop out to the shortstop. 3 outs.
3 runs on 4 hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
And 1 man left on base. All right. Early hole. Let's see if Willie Crawford can start to dig out of it. Nope. Ground out to second. 26. Buckner. Fly to center. And the Penguin. That is a ground out. 26. 3 up, 3 down.
All right, now it's Oliver. Ground out to short. Stargell. You got a Y. No, you don't. You
I have an
X.
X. Yep.
Pop
34.
out short.
Yep.
And Zisk. Ground out to first. Bottom of 3.
Yes, sir. And Andy Messersmith is the batter. 15, that's an 8. Fly out to center. Bill Russell. 64-13. Nothing there. Joe Ferguson. That's a home run. His second of the day. Jimmy Wynn. How about a 66 here? Nope. 56 to the 34. Popped him out.
3-1 after 3.
All right, little something.
31 is a 9, so
6-3.
6-3. Robertson. 8, pop out.
Pop out third base. Yes, sir.
Tavares.
5 weeks, I think we said.
11.
That is a single and a stolen base.
Brett.
1 strike to the pitcher.
Does this bother you?
No.
How about that?
Try harder.
Oh,
Walked him.
These Brett brothers.
Stennett. 9. So
1 to 3. Out.
okay. No runs, 1 hit. 3-1, going to the bottom of the third. 3-1 Pirates. 3-1 Pirates.
Okay. David Lopes. Fly to left field. Garvey. 9. Base hit. That was reasonably valuable. I don't know about most valuable. Somewhat valuable player.
Nice.
Willie.
Nice.
Willie Crawford. Earlier today, Garvey got a key hit, and I said, Willie, put a little more V in his P.
Ah.
But Ron says he's been the LVP. Here's Willie Crawford, who's been pretty good. There's a 16 with a runner on first, and that is a fly out. No, wait, you're fielding 3, sorry. First on error.
Yep.
E8, runner to second. F runner, that is not the case. So it's first and second.
Okay.
1 away. Bill Buckner, the batter. 11, that is a 0. 13 is a 6.
Okay.
That is going to be a double to left center. Garvey scores. Crawford scores. It's a tie game.
Okay.
Bill Buckner. Okay. Ron Say with 1 out. (11-6). Double to left center. First hit of the day. Andy Messersmith.
Okay.
He's going to hit away.
Okay.
35. That is going to be
F5.
foul out to the third baseman. Billy Russell. (29). That's a 3-1.
3 runs on 3 hits. 4-3 Dodgers after 4.
1 there, 1 man left on base. I'm going to score 2 of those runs earned.
Okay.
Let's see. Sorry.
Okay.
The glare sometimes keeps me from reading these numbers down here. Okay, 4-3.
All right. Hebner.
Yep.
18.
That's going to be an error on the shortstop. A lot of Butterfingers out here. Third error of the game.
.36 is a 33.
That is going to be a pop out to the third baseman. 1 away.
Stargell. Seven.
That is 5-3. Yes, sir. Moves the runner.
And Zisk. And a strikeout.
Okay, so halfway through.
4-3. Halfway through.
Top of the order, Bill Ferguson. Joe Ferguson. Who's Bill Ferguson?
Joe's brother.
The peripatetic Ferguson.
Yes.
That is a walk. Jimmy Wynn. Oh, that's a foul out to the catcher. Back to the screen. Davey Lopes. There's a 14. 2 balls.
2 balls.
And there is a 9. Base hit. First and second. 1 away.
Okay.
Popeye. 27. That is going to be out at first. Runners move. Over. 2 away. Second and third. Where are we going?
Blue Mountain.
I'm going to.
We had it for 8, so.
No, I'm gonna. I'll pitch to him.
Swing away. 64-13. Struck him out. No runs on a hit. 2 men left.
So 4-3 Dodgers after 5.
And they're playing whoever wins.
Sanguian will lead off to 6. 42 is a 38, all 1.
Yep.
What's happening here?
4-3.
7.
Single to right. You
Bob
were
Roberts.
really smart to put Sanguian in this place in the order. You know?
Brilliant.
Well played.
Yes. Struck him out. Taveras.
I'm going to throw at him. No, I'm kidding.
Gonna hit and run. Frank Taveras. .27 out at first, runner to second, 5-3.
I'm going to sit in the stands.
Ken Brett comes to the plate.
Your best hitter so far.
Best hitter in the tournament.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not that time. 34. Yep. I've been playing 66 American League replay. Earl Wilson has double ones.
Yeah.
He is awesome fun. And a great pitcher.
Yes. Bottom of the 6th, 4-3 Dodgers.
Okay. Bill Buckner leads it off. 34-31. 1 away.
4-3 Dodgers.
What happened?
Can't hold the lead with this defense.
Ron, it's
4-3
4-3.
LA.
And Ron Say, catching fire, base hit.
Good, burn him up.
He's got a lot of room to run. To get to mediocre, he'd have to go like 8 for 8. Okay, we're gonna bunt with Messersmith this time. 25. On the sack is a double play. Pop-up bunt to the catcher. 2-3 to complete the double play. Well, that was a double play either way.
4-3 after 6. Top of the order, Stennett, Hebner, Oliver. And that is a Abner. He's run out to second. Oliver. And strikeout. Time to stretch him out. Chavez Ravine, 4-3 Dodgers.
And the last of the late arriving Dodger fans are settling into their seats. Ken Brett still on the mound. Billy Russell is at the plate. 15-10. Base hit. And a stolen base. One strike.
I'm going to bring in Dave Justy. He'll bat ninth. He's a BZ.
And bumps to an A for Ferguson. All right. Oh, 35. That is a foul out to third base. Now, I think on the local rule, he goes back to the B now, right?
Right.
Okay. Not the APBA rule. Second. And second.
Yeah. Okay.
And flying to right, and he goes to third.
And third, 2 outs. Slopes. Okay.
Yes, I'm really hoping that Matt Scott.
63-31. That's that.
Top of the 8th, 4-3 Dodgers. Getting late.
Yep.
Late.
Yep. Here we go to the 8th. Pops.
Stargell. Center field. Zisk.
Do you ever play with Park Factors?
No. Right field. Sanguian. Right field. Bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Dodgers.
Okay. Justy against Garvey. Steve Garvey strikes out on the way. Willie Crawford, 0 for 3, scored a run on an error. 40, that's foul ball, I believe. Fielding 3. 0 and 1. And that is 0 and 3. Strikeout. His second of the day. All right, Billy Buck. That is a 10. Single, stolen base.
Did he steal a base when the base is empty?
No, he doesn't.
I'm sorry, you're right. my bad. Thank you. He does not. He does not. He is at first base. There are 2 outs.
What do we got here?
Still 4-3.
4-3, bottom of the 8th.
Still playing over here?
Ron
The
said
bottom of the 8th.
62-26. 4-6. Force out. And we go to the 9th.
Put up or shut up time. Robertson, Taveras, Justy, Dew.
Let's see here.
All right, Robertson leads off. Struck him out. Okay, batting for Taveras will be Dave Parker.
Oof. Just a little something on the bench. The young Cobra. He's not named that because he resembles a snake.
35 is a 9.
Round out, 6-3.
And
That's correct.
last chance saloon, Ed Kirkpatrick.
Spanky. Guy who almost played for every team in Major League Baseball.
Oh, and every position.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Ball game. Well done.
And you.
Pop out to third.
Yep.
4-3 Dodgers win. All right, so now that you made it through all that, here's how my tournament went. Game 1, I defeated the 1985 Expos 12-1, which ended up being important, and I referred to that in the video, but I'll explain why in a minute. Game 2, I lost to the 85 Expos 4-3. Game 3, I was against the 85 Blue Jays, and I lost to them 4-3. Game 4 was against the 56 Reds, and I defeated them 4-2. Game 5 was against the 77 Phillies. Comeback victory, 6-4 win for me. Game 6 was against the 48 Indians, and I got shut out 4-0. Game 7 was against the 54 Giants. I won 3-1. And Game 8 was against the 72 Orioles, and I won that one 2-1. So what that meant was that I had a 5-3 record. I had a plus 13 run differential, which gave me the tiebreaker. The plus 13 run differential is largely because of that first game victory against the 85 Giants that I won by 11 runs. So, I made the playoffs. I was not the lowest seed. I was the 10th seed out of 12 teams to make the playoffs. That matched us up against the 74 Dodgers, which you saw that game. The 74 Dodgers, of course, defeated the 74 Pirates in the NLCS in real life, or as the kids like to say, IRL. So my dilemma going into that playoff game was how to handle the 74 Dodgers. I knew I wanted to pitch Ken Brett. He had been the best pitcher. He threw 3 complete games in pool play. His earned run average in pool play was 0.67. So he was dominant. And he has a Z rating on his, he has a BZ rating. And on top of all of that, in 9 at-bats, he had 6 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run among those 6 hits. For a 667 average, he had 4 runs scored, 4 RBIs. He did everything. He was clearly the MVP of my team. I'm going to give you a look at some real basic stats that I took quickly during the series, and then I'll come back and tell you how the game went against the Dodgers. These are hitting statistics. These are through the 8 games of pool play. Rennie Stennett, 8 games, 33 at-bats, 10 hits, 300 average. He scored 4 runs, 5 RBIs. He had a homer. He was my leadoff hitter. Richie Hebner batted second most of the time, and he didn't do much. He hit 160. He had 3 runs scored. He had 1 ribby. He had just 5 hits. Al Oliver batted third. He hit 280. Only 2 ribbies, but he did score 5 runs. He hit a bunch of doubles, so that was okay. Willie Stargell had to come up big, and he did. He didn't come up huge, but he came up big. He had 8 RBIs. He hit a homer, 270 average, 8 hits in the 8 games. Richie Zisk is a fielding 1, and he's one of the guys that torpedoes the defense. I used him on a part-time basis. He got into 7 games, but you can see 15 at-bats, 4 hits, 270 average, couple of ribbies, no homers. Bob Robertson was my big gamble here, and it didn't really pay off. He is a fielding 4 at first base, so he compensated some for Zisk, but he only hit 222. He had 3 ribbies. He had a couple of dingers. That may have been a mistake to try and go with him. Dave Parker was my right fielder when Zisk wasn't. He got into all 8 games, often as a pinch hitter. 4 for 19 for a 210 average. No RBIs, no homers. Manny Sanguillen was good. 8 games, 30 at-bats, 8 hits, 2 runs scored, 2 ribbies, but he was batting 7th, and so that was pretty good production there. And then comes the shortstop dilemma. Frank Taveras is a 6. Mario Mendoza is a 7. Frank Taveras hit. He made some errors because he's a 6. Mario Mendoza didn't. He was 1 for 13, creating a brand new Mendoza line of 080. But he was a 7, and the only chance to get to a 2 for the Pirates team defense is to play him, to play Parker, and to play Bob Robertson. If you don't have all 3 of those guys in, or Gene Kleins, Parker or Kleins in one of the outfield spots, you're not going to get to a 2. So that's kind of how you're hamstrung. Popovich was 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter. Kleins was 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter and pinch runner. Ed Kirkpatrick is the other first baseman on this team. I didn't use him very much. He pinch hit, got a 250 average, and here's Ken Brett's numbers. The playoff game that you saw on my channel was, was a 4-3 win for the Los Angeles Dodgers over my Pirates. We took a 3-0 lead in the second inning and just couldn't hold it. Ken Brett didn't have his good stuff, and I had to pull him in the bottom of the 7th inning and get Justy in there when the Dodgers were threatening to run away with it. I couldn't get the hitting that I needed. I went with the team that had the fielding 3 defense. I used Zisk and I used Taveras. In the playoff game, maybe I shouldn't have. Zisk ended up going 0 for 4. Taveras had a good game. He was 2 for 3, but not having the good defense ended up hurting me. I had an error on Al Oliver in that game, and there were a couple double plays we didn't turn that we should have. But you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and that was kind of my thinking. I also looked at the averages and the production, and I decided that Zisk and Taveras were better options than Parker and Mendoza. And I don't know, maybe I played Bob Robertson too much as well, but he has a good card. So that's my report from the 2022 Chicagoland tournament. I made the first round of the playoffs, but that's as far as I got. Don't Don't forget to check out channel membership on my channel. All sorts of good stuff going up there. I'm working on a bunch of things for this week for you to take a look at. If you're interested in being a channel member, there's a huge archive, free stuff, discounts on the secondary store, all sorts of good stuff. Thank you for being with me. Don't forget to stay tuned for the game at the top of the hour. And thank you again. Hope you have a good day. So long, everybody.